Is Nigeria's first family health, lifestyle, and edutainment radio station, 107.3 Darling FM. Hello and welcome to the World News. I am Chidera, Rosecamille, Aneke. Here are the headlines. Federal government threatens to ban flights from Netherlands and United Arab Emirates over COVID-19 rules. Imo State set to receive AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines today. Ogun State governor receives COVID-19 vaccine. Senegal's opposition leader urges larger protest over his arrest. Details shortly. Federal government is threatening to ban flights from the United Arab Emirates and the Netherlands as a reciprocal action. Chairman and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Bas Mustafa, spoke at a briefing in Abuja. He said for over a month, Nigeria has been engaged with the authorities of the United Arab Emirates and the Netherlands over pre-departure testing requirements that passengers should meet before traveling from Nigeria. The Presidential Task Force ordered the Ministry of Aviation to decide on measures permissible under the laws and international obligations. The warning by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 is the second in 5 weeks. Former President of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, has commended Governor Hope Uzodinma for creating an environment that attracts investors to the state. Jonathan disclosed this during a courtesy visit to the state and the commissioning of a hospital built in the state by the American Initiative for Health and Wellness in Africa. Speaking at the ESCO chambers, the former president said the revenue of the country is decreasing due to the security challenges and COVID-19 pandemic.
Very, very tempting period. I have been in government as a governor and as a president, and I know that those who are sitting in these chairs are not sleeping well these days. The security challenges facing the country is enormous. Coupled with pressure from the COVID, our revenues have decreased. So call on the people to work with the government, and I believe with that commitment, the state will continue to progress.
Responding, Governor Uzodinma appreciated the former president for his support to the people of Imo State during his tenure as the president of Nigeria.
Sure, you will not forget all the support you gave to the people of Imo State and indeed served this 3-year period as the president of this country. You have very significant landmarks to remember you, and we will continue to pray that Almighty God will give you the wherewithal, the good health, to be able to continue to advance the course of history.
The governor assured Goodluck Jonathan of the readiness of Imo State to welcome him anytime and appeals that from time to time the former president, should visit the state and assess the level of developmental stride by his administration. Still in Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma says the bilateral ties between the state government and the French government will continue to be strengthened to grow a mutually beneficial relationship that will last a long time. Governor Uzodinma said this when the ambassador to France, Jerome Pasky, visited the government house Owerri. The governor appreciated the projects funded by the French Development Agency in the state, notably the Rural Roads Access and Mobility Project RAMP, the Urban Water Rehabilitation Project, and others which have impacted positively on the people socio-economically. Uzodinma said his administration will leverage upon the cordial relationship with the French government to harness opportunities left untapped by the past administration, adding that an enabling environment for business and investment opportunities will be a priority for his administration. The French ambassador assured that the ties between both governments will be strengthened to benefit all concerned. Also in Imo State, the police command has declared its readiness to partner with patriotic individuals or organizations in tackling insecurity for a better society. This was disclosed to journalists at the state mess headquarters by the Commissioner of Police, Nasiru Mohammed, while receiving a consignment of police traffic reflective jackets from Sweet Fountain Homes, owners of Better Life Properties. CP Nasiru noted that public support in form of information sharing or logistics is highly needed to aid police operations.
No business that can thrive in a situation of anarchy or insecurity. We actually welcome any form of support from members of the public that will assist us perform our duty, because obviously traffic is of great concern, especially in Owerri here. We have a lot of situations where you have traffic jam and it becomes very difficult for people to cross. Equipment, if I may use the word, to make a police officer or any traffic police officer very visible is a reflective jacket. This will go a long way in assisting. If everybody or every organization will give back, which we call social responsibility, it will really assist in going a long way.
Also speaking, Chairman and Managing Director of Better Life Properties, Dr. Samuel Egu, who presented the police security traffic aids to the Imo CP, stated that their interest is premised on their desire towards efficient, secured environment for business and well-being of citizens.
The reason why I'm here today is to see how we can get back to the state, Imo State. A business cannot thrive in a place where there is no security. Businesses cannot thrive, people cannot transact profitably, people cannot do their transactions very fine if the place is not secured. And that's why we are out here to make sure that we rub minds with our police force, the people that are in charge of security, that are in charge of securing lives and properties. That is what brought us here. So to get our own, we have to play our own part to aid the police force do their job and do it very peacefully, to aid the police force do their work without any form of stress, so that at the end both ourselves and members of the state will be safe.
Dr. Samuel also noted that no economic development survives where security of lives and properties are not secured, stressing that police and Better Life Properties are in one page in providing conducive and peaceful environment for Ndimo. As the distribution of the first phase of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine to the 36 states in the country continues, it has been revealed that Imo State's share of the vaccine will be received today. This was disclosed during our flagship program, Darling Clinic, by the WHO Imo State Coordinator, Dr. Sebastian Oko, and the Director, Disease Control and Immunization, Imo State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Uchechukwu Odom. Dr. Sebastian said the 70,000 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine that will be received by the state today will be flagged off on the 12th of March 2021. He also declared that the vaccines are safe and advised all health workers and frontline workers to register for the vaccine. And in Ogun State, Governor Dapo Abiodun has taken his first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine. The governor took the vaccine at the governor's office in Okemosha, Abeokuta, the state capital. His deputy Noimot Salako Oyedele and two frontline health workers were also administered the vaccine. The governor therefore urged everyone to make themselves available to take the vaccine, especially those prioritized by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency on basis of profession, age, or other criteria. Governor Abiodun received the vaccines and gave an assurance that the vaccines would be deployed immediately across the 236 wards of the 20 local governments of the state. Meanwhile, Ogun State is the first to receive the first batch of vaccines among the Committee of States in the country. Kaduna State High Court has adjourned the secret trial of the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, and his wife Zenat. Presiding Judge Justice Gideon Kurad at the resume of the trial of the El-Zakzaki adjourned until March 31st to allow the prosecution to close its case. The lead prosecution, Chris Uma, also Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary in the State Ministry of Justice, confirmed this to reporters shortly after the trial that lasted for over 6 hours. Omar said the prosecution has so far presented 14 witnesses in the case, while adding that the court had admitted several items in evidence but declined to mention the items. El Zakzaki and his wife pleaded not guilty when the charges were read to them. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has been put in suspense by the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja after it reserved ruling in the case filed by the All Progressive Congress to invalidate his re-election. A three-man panel of justices announced the decision after listening to arguments from both parties. The announcement came the day that the Court of Appeal in Benin validated the ticket of Obaseki's challenger, Ize Iyamo, and his running mate. The APC and the member, Williams Edobo, alleged that the certificate presented by Obaseki to contest the 2020 election was forged. 2 months ago, a federal high court in Abuja dismissed the case, giving Obaseki victory, but right now he awaits the decision of the appeal court over the new ruling against him. This is 107.3 Darling FM Owerri. If you are just joining us, you are listening to the world news. In the news, federal government threatens to ban flights from Netherlands and United Arab Emirates over COVID-19 rules. Imo State is set to receive AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine today. Ogun State Governor receives COVID-19 vaccine. Still to come, Senegal's opposition leader urges larger protest over his arrest. Still ahead is business report. Stay tuned.
Missed any of the developing stories during the week? Do you want to get up to speed with the news? Tune in to the People's Radio 107.3 Darling FM at noon every Saturday for the Week in Review. The Week in Review, reminding you of the week's stories today.
Welcome back to the world news on 107.3 Darling FM. Now to the foreign scene. Senegal's main opposition leader has called for much larger protests but urged non-violence after days of deadly clashes in the West African state sparked by his recent arrest. President Macky Sall had called for calm, appealing in an address to the nation for protesters to avoid confrontation. Opposition leader Ousmane Sonko was freed from detention but also charged with rape, while protesters hurled rocks at riot police in the capital, Dakar. Speaking in Dakar after his release, the opposition leader said the revolution has already started and nobody can stop it. He also urged Senegalese to keep demonstrating, adding that protests should be much larger but also peaceful. In business, federal government has disclosed moves to increase agricultural extension workforce to 75,000 along various value chains towards efficient food production and self-sufficiency in line with global best practices. This was made known by the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohamed Nanono, while flagging off the training of extension agents in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, holding in all the 37 headquarters of the state's agricultural development projects. Nanono, who expressed worry over the declining fortunes of the agricultural extension system, said it was traceable to decreased funding, policy changes, reduced manpower, and lack of interest of young people in agricultural entrepreneurship. He also explained that the training is one of the several strategies planned by the ministry to halt the drift in agricultural extension system with aim of pursuing the revitalization agenda of the Nigerian economy by the federal government. And that's the world news as produced by Uchoma Sophia Afolabi. You can reach our news desk for coverage and eyewitness report on 0818 732 5104 or send an email to darlingfmnews@gmail.com. And you can also listen to Darling FM from anywhere in the world. Go to www.darlingfm.ng and click to listen. Stay safe and don't forget to wash your hands regularly with soap under running water. I am Chidera, Rosecamille, and Aneke. News update is at 5 p.m.